Last year, the NFL was a $10.5 billion industry.
And as you just heard, the recent news has some of the league sponsors concerned about the NFL's decisions. News Channel 15's Randy Spieth has more on what that potentially means to the league's finances and how it could even impact the Indianapolis Colts.
The news surrounding Adrian Peterson has some of the league's biggest sponsors concerned about their image, wondering if their brands should be associated with the richest sports league in the world.
Endorsements can be incredibly rewarding for brands. When you tie yourself to the right type of entity, can be a huge boon to your brand. But the opposite is true too. It can be incredibly expensive when things go wrong.
Businesses like Anheuser-Busch, McDonald's, and Campbell's Soup spend more than $1 billion annually to sponsor the NFL. But news over the last several days of the league's handling of off-the-field punishment has some of those big businesses wondering if it's money well spent.
Brands as big as McDonald's are saying, do we still want to be associated with the NFL in this climate? The fact that they're questioning it is a pretty big thing.
As of tonight, the majority of the news surrounds Ray Rice, Adrian Peterson, and their two respective teams. But more bad news on top of what's already out could potentially affect all 32 NFL franchises.
Any team that has human beings on the field is at risk of this, including the Colts.
Forbes lists the Colts as the 12th most valued team in the NFL, listed at $1.4 billion. Forrest Lucas owns the naming rights to the Colts Stadium. He says advertisers at Lucas Oil Stadium haven't shown any concern.
Very seldom that I think a whole sport gets ruined by the actions of one person, or even 3 or 4 people.
Corporate sponsors have already dropped endorsement deals with Peterson. The Colts have had their own share of bad news, but it didn't affect the team's checkbook.
We had a little thing with Jim. That shouldn't have happened. That should not have been a news story, in my opinion. Ordinary person would not have had a news story about that, and I don't think anybody left the Colts over that. So I think we're as safe as can be here.
If this is the end of the road for the off-the-field troubles facing the league, things could go back to normal, but if the league continues a downward spiral, Anthony Giuliano says NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell could be the fall guy and ultimately lose his job. Reporting from Studio 15, Randy Spieth, News Channel 15.